Hello everyone. So today I created on camera probably a couple of months ago, but I'm finally getting to post it. 3 collages. Here's one. Here's a second. And here is a third. And these were all made with digital papers that I have created over the last almost 20 years. So if you'd like to see how these come together, because honestly, they're so freaking pretty. I had to cut a lot out of this because I talked my head off. But if you'd like to see how these come together so that you might be able to use these kinds of papers in your work, then that's what we're going to do today. And if you're up for that, I'll show you the recording that I made on the first warm day after the snow melted. Bye. Hi everyone. So in today's video, I am going to take this package of 12 papers, which looks kind of like this, all these different designs, taking them for a test drive. I'm going to work on 3 dollar store canvases. They're a little bit warpy, but I found that if I use my gel plate to glue them down, they're happy. And if you'd like to hang out with me, I'm drinking coffee. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to make some art today. BRB. Okay. So what I found out on the last scrap video I did, actually the last video I did, was that 3 canvases are better than 1. And the reason 3 canvases are better than 1 is that when you get stuck, and I do all the time, all you have to do is just grab another canvas and you've got something else to do. So, all right, I need water. I don't even know why I'm recording this without being organized. Hold on, please. I'm going to begin sorting through papers. So let me just put a disclaimer in. Watching collage can be very tedious because there are a lot of decisions that go on that don't really look like anything. I sorted through papers for almost 15 minutes the last time I made one. So, yeah, I will real time just so that you get a sense of how long it takes to do certain things. But when I start sorting through papers, I can't subject you to it, so I'll cut out, about a third of it so you can, yeah. Why am I talking so much? Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, these top 3 images, those 3 images are a real focal point. And this is my attempt to bring some color and texture into this area. You have to see what you can see. All right. And then I'm learning you really need quiet to soften things up. And even this, even though it's quiet, it's not quiet enough. This is a combination of an image I use a lot because it's so textural over some butterflies. Look how pretty the color is with this, but I don't know if the scale is too big. And if it is, it's going to replace something. I'm going to start with a focal point. And I don't know why, but my eye went here, so this is the plan. What do we do with this thing? I did this off camera, but I took this little T-square and I drew some grids on here because I'm really enjoying working in the grid design, and my older work that's been around for a long time, it really lends itself to that type of work. So I'm going to keep going this way. So I think I was going to start with the butterfly, but I'm getting ready to change my mind. I thought that I was probably going to do something like just glue this down, make this my focal point, maybe put it up a little bit, maybe around there. I'll just glue this down in pieces because it's too hard to glue it down solid, and work my collage around this. I'm going to start that, and possibly something similar with this next one, but maybe a little bit low. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to do something so out of character, mostly because I just want to glue this down in pieces. All right, it's out of character because I usually like to work with squares, but I want to glue this down in pieces. I almost forgot my trusty gel plate, which holds this thing down. So it's not rocking and rolling all over the table, which is nice. It's probably just a fussy thing that I've started to do, but I've been finding that because these papers are so thin, which I'm learning is probably not the best thing to print your art on. I like it because it's thin. I have not mastered, well, I haven't mastered it in any view, but this pool noodle view, this 0.5 thing, gives me much more on my desktop, so you can actually see my papers off table, and I think it's useful. You know, when you're watching somebody, if you know how to collage, it's a different thing, but if you're watching someone do it, I wish I had glued this one down first so I wouldn't have that white line, but you know what? Whatever. This is supposed to be fun. It's a water line, guys. Okay. So, what I've learned about me making art on camera like this, especially when I'm playing with these papers, is that 3 inches, a 3-inch strip is good for me to work with. But I don't know what's next. I didn't get that far. So let's figure it out, shall we? So soft, so pretty. Bold and grounding. I thought I had another one. I do. Oh, these are so pretty together. I think it's going to be this one. I know I was talking about something before, guys, before all this activity. But I don't remember what it was, and I'll remember it on editing and maybe address it then. Who knows? Who knows? All right, so I want a little bit of an overhang. What I try to do with these guys is just give myself enough just to wrap the edge of the canvas. Gives it a cleaner edge. But you know, sometimes I don't. And I don't really see how it matters. I suppose if someday I'm a lazy marketer. I don't market my website. I mention it only casually because I have it. I don't market it. I don't like sending emails. I'm a crap emailer. It was almost 20 years of constant being in charge of social media that has made me mostly averse to social media. The fact that I'm on YouTube is pretty shocking to some people. But here I am on YouTube. They're sort of the major surveillance device of our time that watches and records every word I'm saying now, every word I type into Gmail. Every single piece of information is stored and sold so that they can market to us. So I'm dancing with the devil I know, if I do say so myself. Let's see. There's something about that yellow there that makes me want to bring in some more. It's another thing I like about these papers for myself and for anyone who's interested is there's a lot of, because I designed a lot of these papers online, there's a lot of different images in here that it just gives it a real lot of nice variety in terms of color and stuff like that. Now I'm just going to let that sit there for just a minute while I like the way that would be not coming off this side of the page. Just cut it. I'm just going to cut. I'm using 3-inch strips because that way I don't have to think. And I can always cut them into longer ones. Well, that kind of makes me happy. But what happens with my idea of this? Maybe that ends up on a different page because I like this. I don't know what that's going to be. Yes. Oh, that's fun. Well, you do have 3 more collages to make, Cherie. You know, maybe what I'll do, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave it with this piece on it because I think it's where it's going to go, but I don't want to glue it down until I've got some friends. And canvas number 2. Let's see what we've got here. So pretty. So frickin' pretty together, huh? This is a lot. This guys, I've been doing this. These collages, this is like at least 15 years worth of work. And I was a little obsessed for a while there. I was a little bit obsessed. All right, so are you next or you? I think you. Okay, I'm gonna try to do most of what I do without thinking. I'd be very proud of myself if I could just do what I'm doing now, which is just make some cuts without really thinking it through too much. Okay, I like it there. I want to go back to, remember the one I cut right here? I think I kind of like that. All right. This has got a lot of really fun little things in it. See, I cut this some random size. Now I have to freaking start measuring. Don't do it, Cherie. Stick to the program. All right. You know, when I'm doing this stuff on camera, I don't have time for math. And if you're an exacting person like I am, these straight lines matter to me. These are so freaking pretty. Chopped up like this. Look at these freaking things. I don't got a very vertical space going on there. What would, oh, that would warm that up. This is very quiet. Softness up there. This one looks like it's going to stay nice and soft. I'm going to glue some stuff down. I don't know what I'm going to do with the size of that, but I'll figure it out. Let's do this. I want the dots on the top, so I want the bottom to be greased up in the left-hand side. Okay, get a little tiny overhang there and here. What Polyvore used to let you do that this new website doesn't is we could design our own templates, drag into a shape, little boxes into which we could drag individual images, which is how I made, if you've seen some pieces of mine that look like real quilted and with patterns on top of patterns and shapes and stuff like that. There's a purple one on one of my last videos. That was made. I made the template, and then I made the template, and then I dragged images into the inside of it. It was really quite an awesome thing. So this company, Your Style, they have almost all of the services, whatever. There's a lot you can do. They actually have that cutting tool in Your Style is way better than Polybore's to me. This is why I have glue on my hands like rubber gloves when I'm done with collages. So I tried to figure out how to do that in Photoshop, and I don't have the skills. I know how to use it. Photoshop is an ocean. I use a cup of water with what it can do. It's a pretty cool tool, though. I am in the process of breaking up with Photoshop proper. That is so pretty. Look at nature. Nature nails it. All right. I was talking about something and I don't know what it was. Don't get old, guys. It's a trap. I say that all the time, but you guys are just as old as I am. I'm not alone in this old boat. All right, so now I don't remember what I did. I know I had this here. So let's put it back. This is where, hold on. I'm getting ready to do something that's going to make me annoyed later on. I need a line. I need a line to keep that straight. Because I may not care about it right this minute, but I'm going to care about it later. Right. Nice job, Shirley. I don't know if my mic is picking it up, but there's a bird outside. Just talking its little head off. Just whoever's listening, please pay attention. I'm here. I'm here and I'm looking for love in all the right places. All right, so that's going to go there. Now, I'm thinking, let's put this here all the way. Should I? Yeah, put it there. All right, I want this to be glued up good. Okay. Do it again. I'm going to get glue all over this frickin' ruler. Princeton Catalyst Wedge. I say, I introduce everyone to it every single video because it is the tool that I must have when I'm doing collage, when I'm doing gel printing, more with collage than gel printing. So pretty. See, you can collage with this stuff even if you don't know how to collage because there's lines already cut into it. Even if you have no freaking idea how to collage, you can make something pretty with these. These are freaking beautiful. I am so excited about this. All right, now, I knew you were going to go up there. You kind of up here. What was going to go here? This one's almost completely done. This one's almost done. These are going together so easy. I'm going to leave this over on the other side. Actually, you know what? I'm confident in that. I like it. I don't like covering up that side, but I like everything on this with this. So let's just give this a chance to dry nicely. These papers are going together easier than the last batch. Okay. Do you know what you're going to do at the top? You know what? I don't care what I'm going to do at the top. We'll figure that out when I get up there. So pretty. Oh my God. Do I sound like I'm tooting my own horn? I just love the way these are going together. This is so freaking pretty. I hope I haven't used all my good papers for the other one. I've got another one. All right, this is going to go dry. I'm going to do something on the top when I do. Last one. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to put in some guidelines. I'm not being fussy about where they are roughly. Oop. Just roughly. Like that. And roughly. Like so. Cool tool. I used to be a kitchen designer, so I learned how to draft using a T-square. And then computer-aided design came in while I was well into my career. And there was a great deal of pressure for me to stop drafting my kitchen designs and start doing them on the computer. I was freaking not happy about that. I'll tell you what, I was highly offended. It seemed like an absolute shortcut. You know, just a garbage way to do work. And then I printed my first perspective, which is, you know, you're standing at this corner of the room and looking down there and you can see everything. Yeah, I printed that from the computer and I was like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? All right, have I used most of my papers? What have I got? So far, everything's going together well. What's not used? The only thing that's not used so far, okay, is butterflies. I still have a bunch of this left. Okay, good. This might be in a different group. I do have this, which is it part of the pack? Hold on. I do have it, but it has not asked. It has not asked to be used yet. These are going together so easy. I haven't really tried to, haven't had to work it. Here, let me just glue this down, and then I can focus on this last canvas. Sorry to jump around. I just need to, I guess I need to see these together. I'm going to see if it, I don't see, I think this is on the chopping block. I don't see that it adds anything to any of these. Okay. Sorry, dude. Better luck next time. You did not pass the audition. Okay. That's how we begin. We begin right there at the top with a 3-inch slice of pretty butterfly pie. Oh, did an accordion job on that. Here, let us go back to the beginning. I'm glad I put the texture behind the natural elements. I was going to do them plain because I thought maybe you need some relief, but that's actually pretty. I'm going to set this off to the side. That distracts my eye. Maybe I can fix it. I'm going to set this off to the side to set up a little bit while I'm working on this. Now I regret this white line because nothing else has it, but it'll be fine. I don't mind that. Okay. All right, that's one. Oh, that's an accordion. I tried to learn how to play the accordion when I was a kid. And then one day, the accordion was gone. And I said to my dad, "Hey, where's the accordion?" He said, "I sold it." "Why?" He said, "I didn't know you used it. If I knew you used it, I would have kept it." It makes some pretty forlorn sounds. My father had the most beautiful singing voice. I never really understood because my father's family were all singers and musicians. And when we went to visit them, they got together and sang, but he never brought that lifestyle, I don't know what you call it. He never brought that home to us. We didn't do that. I was a singer, but I didn't know I was a singer until, well, I knew I was when I was little because I used to sing at those family events. But we didn't do that at home. My brother turned into a guitarist. My earliest videos have a lot of his music on it. At enough of a request, people asked for quiet, so I've left it off. There's plenty of it at the beginning. But my father, we didn't do that as a family. We didn't sit there and sing together and play guitar and listen to my father play harmonica. And he would sing, "Are You Lonesome Tonight?" that Elvis Presley song, or "The Old Rugged Cross." He had a very beautiful, very high voice. My brother has a high voice as well. I'm bass. I am bum-ba-da-bum-bum. I'm like way down. Pretty. I wish I had filled this in more so that I didn't make such a big piece, kind of like I did on the other one. Well, that's okay. I'll make another collage another day. All right. Okay, last one, butterfly. Do I have anything quieter? Okay, I'm going to put this little piece of book page winding down here. I have to tell you, I have enjoyed this. I mean, the colors are, of course, they'd be my colors because I designed them, but they are quite pretty. I don't know how to make these colors with my hands, but I recognize that they're beautiful together with my eyes. Okay, so I like. Let me just put a little bit of gluey. I haven't done this on every single one, but if they're gonna hang around for very long, they need to be sealed. I did them all. Hold on, let me clean up. I'm going to show them to you. This is all I have left for scraps, which is a small amount, which is awesome. Probably enough for another collage, maybe in my sketchbook. Okay, let's see what we've got. I don't know how big my camera can go, so let's see how far I can go. There's that one. Put this under here. Keep it level. There's that and that. Then this. Okay, there's the three of them side by side. I don't know if my crop is going to allow it, so I'll put them like that, but I'll also close up on them. All right, so do I have a favorite? I do. I have a favorite. This is my favorite. I regret not having filled this in. I regret the tear, but whatever. All right, so pretty lines, a little bit of yellow shining through all of them, which I really enjoy. Butterfly. Next time I would leave more of the butterfly and chop it off because I left it on the bottom, but not on the top. So there's plenty of butterfly. There's actually two big butterflies that are almost exactly the same. And then this one, which I like because I really like that going up there. I don't mind this. I almost want to carry that line up there, but whatever. Okay, so that was fun. All right, so these are called something like coastal coral I don't know what they're called because I haven't gotten that far yet. So anyways, my name is Cherie Burlington. I'm an artist, errant, angel mom. We made 3 collages today. 3 collages. This is making me happy. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.